It's not a phone app you guys can go home and download, by the way. So this is the real deal. It's just attached to a phone, so we can make it nice and portable and fits in my bag. Otherwise, they are giant, just so you have that idea. So you should be able to see me in there. So red, orange, and yellow guy, right? So, sorry, Dan, but I'm the hottest guy in the frame right now. So that's kind of how this works. So yeah, that normally slays with my bridal parties, just so you guys have that idea. Like, there's normally one drunk one, and she's on the ground cracking up. But I point that out because we're going to be looking for blue and black. Those are the coldest spots in the frame. So I want them to either move or to take shape. When I say take shape, I want a moving head, shoulders, and arms and legs. You guys are getting my point. There's going to hopefully be an apparition. Now, do I capture one of those every single night? I do not. I would say I get probably 4 to 5 of those per year where I'll put my stamp of approval on it. And keep in mind, I do this 5 to 7 nights a week. So again, I give you a lot of percentages of what I find. So I also have a blue dot that's bouncing around the screen. It's there to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that moment. You will be getting this full video back. So again, watch the blue dot. I'm looking for 15 plus degree temperature drops. It's about 59 degrees out here for us ambient. We'll just say 60 to round up. So I'm looking for 45 degrees and colder. So that's pretty damn cold, right? So that's what we're going to be looking for in case we don't get an apparition. Again, I only spot check these videos, so kind of keep that in mind. I will not be watching the whole thing, so I will be spot checking it for every 5 minutes. I watch about 2 minutes of it. So I'll talk more about this as we kind of roll along. Sorry, I like to give people a hard time to make sure you guys are laughing a little bit. All right, everybody's kind of spread out. I'm going to keep Mom behind, and then I'll be with everybody else in just a minute. So Gabby, you might want to stick with Dad, so in case something gets cold, that way you can go kind of check it out right away and kind of see what's going on with that. I hate to send you off by yourself. If you want to stay here, that's fine too. I don't know the ages of your girls. I'm sorry.
They're good.
And by the way, you have anybody? Did you travel with anybody?
Yeah, with work, but it's my day off. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, tomorrow's my day off.
Couldn't find a coworker to come drag along?
No.
Where do you work?
First Watch. I open First Watches. Breakfast.
Oh, okay.
I opened one on Dorchester.
I'm not over that way a lot anymore. I live pretty far out. So I know where Dorchester Road is because I used to live pretty close to it. It's a good spot. It's pretty busy over there.
We just opened one. Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Everybody spread out. Mom, stay with me.
Okay.
All right. So a couple things about your... Take a look at that purpose.
You said you call this way?
What?
You said you call this way?
I think it's like that.
Which way? Over where?
Over in the corner.
Alrighty. No, nothing yet. You got what? Point the camera over this way?
It was at 59.
Shit.
Over here.
7.5?
Glory.
Anything weird?
Nah, other than when it hits the sky, the lowest I've seen is like 55, 56.
Yeah. Of course, I give the camera to the tallest person. All right.
Man, someone really hot just walked in front of the camera. Said someone really hot just walked in front of this camera.
No, you're number one.
I love that Gabby has the one that's going off the most. Beautiful.
One that she said was that a judgment came out. Or judgment. Who? I mean, he said, oh, because she was and for her being a businesswoman most times. Oh no. Yeah, but where's your high reading? Right over here. I know, it's gonna be from over here. Oh, what was it? Oh, what he said. I don't know.
That you know of. Could be the age that you know. In these times, time because it's so small.
Yeah.
So unless you see something, you're gonna see I focus on the communication a lot. When I do watch it though, like if I find something, you're gonna get the screenshot for sure and the marker, so you can see it in motion.
Sounds good to me.
If it is definitely somebody walking towards us, I will snip it out so you guys have a separate video.
Okay.
And here you get like it's usually a oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Like when you have those kind of things.
If I saw someone walking at me on the camera, I'd be terrified.
Yeah. We've had it. And it was missed in real time because, well, the person using it was 8 years old.
Oh, it's probably
she was a little girl,
at the camera, just
and the
around
camera,
us.
like it was a little bit of bouncing around because she forgot to hit the stop button.
Yeah.
But when I went back and like viewed it, like frame by frame, she had another person walking right towards her that was completely dark blue.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I was in view of the frame, so
you knew that.
It was definitely not a human.
Yeah.
But again, caught in real time, we
That's
missed
creepy.
it. Yeah, it's good stuff. That's why I do this. Man.
Yeah. Getting any more fun readings?
Almost spelled out field, and then I just got the word field.
Really?
Yeah. It was one letter short, but it was at the end.
I like it. So you had F-I-E-L?
Yep.
Alright, so Gabby, any other readings above 25? Alright, so let's go over the EMF readings first so you guys know what we're looking at. So Dan, go ahead and hit the stop button.
2024. I adore Chevy. Jingle bells, I don't know. And I think that was it.
Anything with a specific year, current, 2023, 2024, I throw those away because it's too common. You're going to hear a lot of car commercials with that. Something uncommon. What do we got?
Mine is pretty empty, but I heard some harmonizing and really old singing.
Okay. Type of old singing, like what's the genre? What are we looking at? Like church singing? Like,
It was kind of a church singing, yeah.
so more like choir.
Choir.
Okay, I'll take that. Any words we need to know about?
Cells, I think came up twice, and then movement.
Sales?
Movement.
What was the one
Oh,
before?
cells.
Cells.
Yeah.
Interesting. In here, just so you know, Gabby, I'm looking for baseline here is going to start at a 7, just because the lampposts give off a little bit of electricity. So I like to make sure like what we have is a true ghost. So Dan, you're doing a great job. He's already on top of it. Love it. So when did you get into town? How long have you been here?
I've been here for 2 weeks now.
2 weeks. Holy cow. How long are you staying?
Just the This is my last week here. I
Okay.
leave on New Year's Eve. I know. I know.
So we were talking about the weather from yesterday on the way here. You guys will hear about that. But I actually live an hour inland. So, like, if it's going to rain, like, I am a weatherman. I got to keep track of that. So if it's going to rain anywhere more than 15 minutes down here, because I can't keep track of what's going on down here because I'm not down here. So I have to use Weather Channel. I have to cancel by like 4, 5, 6 o'clock if there's a tour booked. So I seen it was going to be cloudy down here for us all night. I'm like, man, I hope something just doesn't trickle in off the water, because I've seen it happen. Like, literally, it'll say, oh, 2% chance of rain, and we get that 2% chance of rain.
Yeah.
For like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it
It's
was rough.
crazy down
Yeah.
here. Yesterday was rough. I'm
Yeah, it
surprised we
was.
don't see any flooding down here.
That's our
We
entire
did on the way
we're
here.
staying down
Yeah,
on,
the
what is it,
their
St. John's
houses.
Island or something like that?
Yeah,
Like
their
30,
all
40
the whole
minutes south,
yard
everything
was
flooded the
flooded.
entire way
Well,
up.
last week we had another like torrential downpour like this, and down here, oh my god, it was like waist deep.
Wow.
We're below sea level. So, I mean, if we get a light rain, there's usually like a little bit of a waiting pool walking through
Wow.
town. All right, so let's talk about why we're here and what the hell we're doing. So, I think I covered everybody's devices. Yeah. So this is Philadelphia Alley. So obviously easy for me to remember because that's the city is Philadelphia, where Eliza's buried. So I just talked about that. But this used to be called Dueller's Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So I say some because dueling was illegal. So they had to find hiding spots. This happened to be one of them. By the way, since you guys are going to be here for quite some time after we part ways, this is one of the most picturesque places in all of Charleston, day or night.
Yeah.
So it is. This is one of my favorite spots. But by the way, the Pinckney Mansion site, I actually looked to get rid of it out of my routes because I was getting like disrespectful ghost hunters on your end, and they were like, "Come on, Eliza," and then they go take a leak in the corner. So every year I change this up. I take out one spot and I add a new one. This is the spot that I'm looking to take out, or at least intermittently take out, because we're going to be testing out the new spot tonight with a brand new device later on. And yeah, I do. So again, I got all kinds of tricks up my sleeve.
Interesting.
So that new space is usually about 5 to 8 minutes long, maybe 10. But we're just testing it out, and we can only do it during the week because of the foot traffic and regular car traffic on the weekends. It's just too loud for it. You guys will see why once we get there. But anyway, back to the duels. Every ghost tour that's down here, they all tell the same story. That's the reason why. Another reason why I'm looking to take this out is because I don't like to do what everybody else is doing. However, we get a crap ton of evidence from this location, so let's get to it. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. If you two are listening while we're here and you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl, it's not coincidence. We get it here all the time because it's part of his name. So he moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all the money that she's just inherited, and the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. To prove that he's not after her cash, he moves down here to Charleston. On his way into town, the coachman he had set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver, right?
Yeah.
So he drops you off, and he's got somebody waiting inside to kill you to take all your money. Even though it's all digital and Bitcoin right now, right? But anyway, so somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen. His name is Ralph Isaacs. We're going to stop on Ralph for just a second because you're ghost hunting. We're not doing a campfire marshmallow kind of ghost story, everybody, right? So Ralph has the same initials as where the doctor came from. Rhode Island, Ralph Isaacs. The reason why I have that Ouija board device is for this location. We were getting the letters RI on regular spirit boxes all the time, like somebody was spelling something out, but I didn't know who it was referring to without a secondary clue. So I bought the Ouija board device. I've had that thing for almost a year now, and I can tell you that we've had an RI show up whenever I bring up Ralph's name, all 6 times that it's actually occurred. So we now know that it belongs to Ralph. Anyway, back to Ralph. He tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. We're going to go to 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from these friends of mine, and you'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer. Dr. Ladd and Ralph became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's cash. So Amanda got wind of this, and she's coming down soon, so that way they can be married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. Another reason why I'm taking out this of my tour, because every haunted city you're ever going to visit has a cliched whistling ghost, right? So, oh, you guys haven't been on other ghost tours, so no, you don't do that. Now you do. But we're going to talk more about those whistles as we kind of move through the rest of the story. Ralph and Dr. Ladd go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doc makes more money with his new medical practice. He gets better seats. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. So they talk about these plays on the way home. They go see Richard III one night, and they're arguing over the new actress that was here in town. Doctor thought she was great. Ralph didn't. Then Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It got really ugly, and they went their separate ways. I told you Ralph has friends around town. He goes to the newspaper and places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Like, you're a disgrace to society kind of thing. Doc saw the ad, but rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley, let's settle this, somebody's going to die. I want you to keep in mind that this stupid argument started over an actress. So just keep that in mind. They came down, they took their 10 paces away from each other. Doc turns around, points his gun in the air, and shoots his one bullet. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage to show up. Ralph still has his one bullet and puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Dr. Ladd didn't die, but he fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he dies 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786. Every ghost tour that comes down here tells you to listen for the whistles. Y'all hear how quiet it is, except for this family coming down here? It's always this quiet. Busy Saturday afternoon, it's this quiet. I don't know why or how. It's a little creepy, but I will tell you, we have a video camera running at this point, and also my EVP recorder. If we're going to capture a whistle, it's going to be on one of those two devices. So we're going to let this family pass through. All right, folks. Pick the perfect spot to go for a walk.
We literally are just going to a parking lot.
So if you're going to try this on your own, by the way, since you guys are still going to be here after we're done, and you walk all the way through here with the voice recorders from your phone, just keep in mind that every local knows the damn story, and they're all going to try to throw a whistle. Anybody who walks up and down Carmel Lane or Queen Street, we all do it. I used to do it every single morning when I was done with your data, because my garage used to be over there, my office is that way. So I would pass the alley at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning after I'm done with your uploading your data, and I'd always throw a whistle ever since I got thrown out of here. Let's talk about that. That's the fun part of the story. Dan's like, hell yeah, let's talk about this. And Jana's like, what are you teaching my kids?
Sounds fun to me.
So the alley, this will also show you the extent of my research of how far I go into these locations. This alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There was a wall up there, so it blocked it off. The reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. It used to be called Cow Alley. We actually used to get the word cow here all the time on your word list, Jana, just so you know. Okay. Now, imagine a bunch of cows and chickens down here. The reason I'm telling you this is because down at the other end, about where that family's walking, those bricks are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of those bricks down there, and fingerprint swipes in others. You're in Charleston. We're going to talk about slavery. That's kind of how this goes. I used to take my groups all the way down there to show it off as a history lesson, not anything paranormal. I already told you, I don't go to cemeteries a lot for investigation purposes because there's not a lot of activity. That's the last place you're going to find that kid is hovering around the one brick he had to turn over, right? So, November 26th, 2020, I'm taking my group through there, and they all stop and they're huddled around that one brick, waiting for something to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along. I know nothing's going to happen, and it's also outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. The new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter thought it was great because she was on the tour that night, and she thought that Dad getting yelled at was hysterical. So we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I'm tour on Thanksgiving because I worked for Walmart for over 10 years in upper management. You guys like to fight over towels. I'm scarred for life. I'm not working on Thanksgiving ever again. The next day, I called my partner that I had, and I told him what happened with the owner down there. He laughed at me just like my daughter. He said, you're not allowed to go down that far, dude. You're only allowed to go down halfway. That's the cutoff point for tours. Otherwise, you got to reroute the group. So I told my group that night, because it's Black Friday and I'm sold out again, I got to reroute you. But I don't believe in the next story because I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. We're obviously discussing pirates next. So somebody on a spirit box before we left heard the name Anne come out of the spirit box. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. So it's kind of like, maybe we're going to get something. We go up, I told them a little bit around, the little bit I did know about piracy, which wasn't much because I had less than a day to research. Somebody else hears the number 300 on their spirit box. I don't know what that one means. I write it down. Research time. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy, November 28th of 1720. The exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. I was actually pissed off because pirate stories come from pirate lore. I was just adding that in is kind of like all right, let's see what happens. But I've been going there for the past 3 years because of that night, and we do capture quite a bit over there. Keep in mind when we go up over there, we may get some bleed over from this location, which is what I'm hoping for, along with the pirate tale that I'm about to tell you over there. We will be able to spread out like what we did at the Pinky Mansion site. We will just stay out of the way of the other tours that are going to be out and about. I don't really see that happening, considering the other 2 tours I've seen tonight have been less than 3 people. So I can recognize tours right away. We got some people coming by, so might as well just go ahead and stop at this point. It's a break. So we're going to be at this location. We'll be able to spread out once I go over the history. The next location, we're going to be using my new EVP recorder. So what this thing does, it's not just a normal voice recorder, it's actually meant for musicians. It's pretty intense. So whoever uses it will basically be able to hear a frog fart from 3 miles away. Like, it's pretty crazy. So we'll stay there for about, because it is really intense, and I don't like to keep you guys under intense situations for more than 10 minutes at a time. So I'll give you, and it is a murder mystery. So I don't have all the answers. So the hope here is that you guys are going to be brainstorming after I give you what we do know to come up with your own questions to kind of see what we want to know out of this guy. We have caught some natural EVPs disembodied with this recorder. I have only been using it since Halloween. So kind of take that for what it's worth. We have 4 solid pieces so far that I'm going to say was definitely not a human. So kind of keep that in mind as we kind of go through this. The last location we'll be doing the Estes method. So I know Vanessa knows what it is because she requested it. Does anybody else not know what this? Nothing? You're the one that wanted
No,
to
I
do
know
it.
what that
Yeah.
is. I
Okay.
thought you were asking me if you didn't.
Okay,
She
so
was so excited for it.
So here's how this is going to go down, because there's actually there's an additive to the Estes method. So the 2 people with spirit boxes, I'm definitely going to keep you guys blindfolded. Are you going to be blindfolded with a bunch of strangers, by the way?
That's all right.
Considering you asked for it, I was kind of like,
Yeah, that's
she
all
asked
right.
for it.
Whatever.
We're all going to be videotaping the whole thing anyway, so if we do anything crazy and give you bunny ears in the background. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm going to blindfold these 2, and they're going to have their spirit boxes so loud that they're not going to be able to hear me asking questions. They're going to repeat whatever they hear in real time. So hopefully it's going to look like me with talking to one ghost between the 2 of them, if that makes sense. The third person, it's a ghost now. So you're going to be wearing a virtual reality headset. My phone's going to be in there, and it is going to create AI images. So artificial intelligence images that have never been created before. And hopefully they are going to coincide with the conversation that I'm going to have with these 2. What you're going to be doing is actually more accurate than the blindfold test. It's about 45% accurate, so what I've been doing with the Estes method, it's about 32% accurate. So about 1 out of 3 sessions I would consider definitely had a conversation with somebody that we could see. So the images could just generate, and it's using EMF to generate those images. So all the ghost has to do is come close, and hopefully an image will generate pertinent to that person. So it's very unique. If you guys have never seen AI generate images before, I'll do that example once we get to that location. I just like to give you guys a heads up, like how this is going to change as we kind of move through the night. Are you going to be okay being blindfolded, by the way?
I'll be fine.
Okay. They're just like so nonchalant. Like, why the hell not? Let's
Yeah.
do this. Just some random
Get
guy's going to throw
blindfolded on a
blindfolds
ghost.
on. So, but again, just a heads up on how this is going to change. Didn't mean to keep you 2 out of it, but I really wanted to give Gabby something extra out of this whole experience, and she was a little reluctant to come along. And yes, I heard all the stories from everybody you came with. So she's like, damn it. And again, I would be reluctant to blindfold a single female coming along, but she was like, I want to do the Estes method. When I asked about the equipment, I was like, well, hang on. We got to make sure you get the right gear for that. Because again, I don't like to just throw a spirit box onto somebody that hasn't used one and then do the blindfold test, because they don't know what they're really listening for. So that's why you guys train for about an hour and a half before we get started. Anyway, why the hell are we here? You've hit record already,
Yes.
right? Perfect. A lot of the ghost tours come here for this building here as well. We're just going to be looking at it in a much different light. Did you do a hard reset on that, Gina?
Doing it right now.
Okay.
I've done it a couple times.
So we're looking at that's a gunpowder magazine. So basically it held gunpowder for 7 different wars. It's a museum now. So if you want to get out of our heat or cold, it's a good $5 to spend. I'm not an advocate for them, but it's a nice easy $5 and a lot of really cool stuff in there. But anyway, we're here because those are not crosses on the building. So those are earthquake bolts. If you don't know what those are, they're turnbuckles. They go all the way through the building. So if we have another earthquake, like what we did in 1886 that I mentioned earlier, you can turn the turnbuckles and it tightens the building. So that way it doesn't incur further damage. Great idea, just doesn't work. So the reason I bring them up is because, well, a couple of things. You guys have seen them all over town. Even the brick apartment building behind it, you can see the peach squares in the bricks. Those are also earthquake bolts. You guys have been seeing them all over town, and you didn't realize what they were yet. They got lion heads on them and pineapples and Charleston charm bullshit. Yeah, that's all that stuff is. It's just charm. Those are the first set of earthquake bolts that Charleston ever put in, the big giant cross looking ones. The reason why is because that's the oldest government building in South Carolina. It was finished in 1713. We're here simply because that building was being built at the same time that Anne Bonny came here to start her new life. It's what I call a familiar. You guys all watch the YouTube shows, right? So you guys have seen the Boo Buddy. That's the teddy bear with the little blinky light K2 meter in there. If the ghost gets close to it, Dan's like, nope, I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, you do. You watched
watched
him.
it?
Yeah, he
Really?
had the teddy bear in one of the things.
Did we?
It's got lights in it, so if the,
Yeah.
the child ghost comes near it, it
Yeah.
will light up or
You
say,
know.
hey, that
Oh,
tickles.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
But they use that because the child would recognize it as a toy. Think of that concept with this building. We don't have many buildings this old that Anne would actually recognize, this being one of them. The hope here is that she's going to be here at the same time we are. Let's get into her history. Building took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government? Small building, 10 years? Dogs
Yep.
in the room? Yep, sounds exactly like them. I say normally no, and sarcastically, but anyway. So 1708, right in the middle of its construction, is where the story begins. Young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormack. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. Is everybody with me so far? There's a couple of twists in here. I'll slow down on them because if I say them too fast, you all get lost. The three of them are running away from her father's angry wife. How mad was the wife that she kicked him out of the damn country? Just pointing that out. And there's no planes back then, girls. Like this boat. They landed in Georgetown. That's between us and Myrtle Beach. So Dad bought a plantation in Georgetown, and Mom dies pretty quickly. So that means Dad's now got to send young Anne down here to sell things from the plantation to help keep things afloat. This is where the big city is. So, hence the familiar building. Anne back home in Ireland, by the way, was kind of a badass even back then. They say when she was only 7, 8, 9 years old, remember this is pirate lore, nothing is going to be exact, they say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. She was only 7, 8, or 9 years old when that happened. Just giving you the mentality of this young lady as we kind of go through her history. Fast forward. The building's done in 1713, 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. She's going to fall in love with one of these pirates so she can earn her freedom, just like a man. It's a man's world back then. First guy she falls in love with. I say first because there's a handful. We're going to cover them all because that's what makes the story so damn good. First guy is James Bonny. You already know where this one's going because I've told you her pirate name already. Dad didn't approve because he's a filthy pirate. They ran away to Jamaica. They got married. Anne Cormack became Anne Bonny. That's where her pirate name is. Now, when I get down there, she realizes that her new husband is not Captain Jack Sparrow, like what she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer, which means he's a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't who she wants. Definitely not a Captain Jack Sparrow type character, right? Second guy she falls in love with a few years later is John Rackham, but everybody calls him Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering who this guy is. Calico Jack has his own ship, he has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of the crew, but you can't put a female on a pirate ship. Does anybody know why? And keep the family friendly. Apparently nobody knows. It's bad luck. So, I get a lot of raunchy answers to that, so I figured with the age group that we had here tonight, I was like, we might want to keep it a little on the family-friendly side. It's bad luck, so he makes a deal with her. If you dress like a guy and look like my crew, you can be part of it, but you're going to be a female in my quarters. She's okay with this because Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. She's a pirate now. She's excited. Let's put two and two together. She's a female in his quarters. She's eventually going to get pregnant. Can't have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody's going to figure out that she's a girl. So he drops her off in Cuba. Go have the baby here. These are friends of mine. They'll help you out. Come back later. We'll figure it out later. So she goes and has the kid, returns with no baby. We have no idea what happened to the baby. None of my research has ever discovered it. So when she comes back, she's also dressed like a female. This makes Jack pretty pissed off. To make him even more angry, she's going to go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured. They're down below deck. We're on guy number 3, in case anybody lost track. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy, to be part of the crew that Calico Jack just captured. So now we have 2 ladies dressed like pirates on the same ship. You guys get the point. Her name is Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. Now, Mary and Anne became friends for sure, but lovers possibly, because we don't really know because of the time frame. But the British find out where they are. They send a whole fleet of Navy ships to come take down one little pirate ship. Anne and Mary, the rumor is, they were the only 2 pirates not drunk enough to come up and fight with 1-bullet flintlocks. That's basically a gun. So, obviously they don't know how to use cannon jets. They haven't been pirates for very long. And clapping at the end of a tour is very cheesy, by the way. So, this is not a tour, remember that. No clapping.
No clapping.
No clapping. So, where was I? So, they get caught, obviously. And as they're being arrested by the British, because 2 ladies with guns are not going to take on a whole fleet of ships, Anne looks at her captain in bow, Calico Jack, and she tells him, if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog. The word dog shows up on communication devices a lot. The judge wants to see the 2 men that fought back so valiantly on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight. They're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front and reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves that he won't hang any females. He doesn't give a shit. They're still pirates. He's still going to hang them. They scream out, we plead our bellies. because they're claiming to be pregnant. You can't hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. So he sends them both back to jail, delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina. He has all of his Irish money. He bails out Anne, brings her home. She remarries. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4, because we're going to count Mary. We don't really know. She has 4 kids, dies at the age of 84. Very abrupt ending because we don't know much about her after her pirate career. Mary Read died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates die from in a Jamaican jail. So use your imagination. Yeah, most books will tell you that it was something simple like fever. I say we're talking pirates, let's make it romantic and call it scurvy. I don't give a damn. So I'm not going to control this environment. You guys can ask whatever the hell you want to. But I will tell you the few things that I did leave out. I left out the name of Anne Bonny's parents on purpose, Dad and the Mistress. I left out the name of the city where she grew up in Ireland, the name of Jack's ship, and the color of her hair. Those are common questions that we get. If you get anything else, and like answers to what happened to the baby in Cuba, I can't prove it. It's personal to you only. So anything that you want to ask that's in this location, EMF readings, Gabby, just so you know, the closer you get that way, the higher they're going to go because we have 2 electrical poles that will give off and parking meters on the other side of the bushes. I normally only get excited about EMF on the back half. Your camera loves to act up in here. Let me know if you get like white staticky lines like from an old tube TV. Yeah, we're still waiting on, again, you can ask whatever the hell you want to with those 2 devices. And have you 2 actually heard anything since we've been here?
I got 2 names and a word.
It's a little quiet, but I think
3
the whole
names.
time it's just been static mostly.
Static mostly? Same thing on yours? What names did you get?
Larry, Deborah, Jaden, and the word son.
Doesn't sound a very piratey name to be named Larry. Larry the Pirate? That's not very convincing.
Larry the pirate.
And as far as the word son goes, I don't know what gender the baby was, or her 4 children afterwards.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of speculation of what happened to her after she came back here. Some say she went up to Virginia, some say she remarried, some say she changed her name, some say she had up to 9 children. It just depends on what version of the story you're reading. The most common thing was 4 kids, died at 84.
Yeah, okay.
That's really why I only give you those pieces, because that's all I can really prove.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I haven't gotten many names before.
And now you're getting a bunch.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, let's spread out. Let's have some fun in this location. You know what we're doing now? You guys are all pros.
Oh, and also I got, as you're walking over here, the last letter was R, and then the first letter of the next one was I. Yeah. Huh? I know it does.
Finding any demons?
I'm getting nothing over here.
Clearly the demons don't want you. No demons yet? They could be. Nah.
Yeah.
VANESSA?
What's the name? He's got another name. Oh. Rain, hay, sail, alleged, Wyatt.
Another sail?
Rain.
Sail.
Sail.
Sail like is in a ship or?
Yes, S-A-I-L.
Good old pirates.
And Wyatt. Look at all the names I've been getting. Oh, Jameson. I didn't even see that one. Jameson. Look at Deborah.
Deborah.
Son. That's when he was talking about.
Yeah, her son.
Yep. Boy. Oh, I got son and boy. Epidemic. That's when he was talking about.
What she died of?
What?
What she died of?
Wait, is that no? What was
Was
the
it?
murder mystery? No, she died when she was 80. Who was the murder mystery he was talking about?
No, it's literally the next
That's the next one.
Oh, because when he was talking about that, epidemic came up.
What?
What?
Nothing. Mine's only fun if we're getting numbers.
Looks like Gabby has sunglasses on in this.
Okay. Oh, it does. Got your shades on?
Think you're cool because you wear your sunglasses at night?
Look at Liv. What'd you say?
Something's really hot right here.
Stop.
It is.
I didn't even notice those peach squares. He said that we've been seeing all around.
Peach squares?
Yeah.
What do you call them? Peach squares?
He literally said
Is that
the
what he
peach
said?
color squares.
Oh.
So first I asked the color for hair, and I tried for a really long time, but the only answer I got was white. Thanks for the answer.
You want me to lie to you?
I bet when she died at 80 it was white.
I got 33 and 62. I got suffering. Something about horses, but I don't remember what the exact phrasing was.
Okay.
There was more. I was repeating it in my head, but I can't remember now. Oh, Grayson, when I asked her children's name.
Maybe her friend joined us.
And then I heard Barney, too. And then I repeatedly kept asking her something, and she said no.
Who didn't like you to
I
death?
think.
Didn't like the questions. And no numbers coming out of there? Okay. Did we get anything else crazy on your end?
No, but just boy and son, and then a bunch of names.
And that.
It's weird. Just like I explained to Vanessa, she did get the state Colorado, quote unquote. So I always write down states that aren't even remotely close to what South Carolinians should be talking about. Because with all the names you have, a lot of times I'll see somebody with I'll get like Jason and then Colorado, and tomorrow night I'll have a Jason from Colorado.
Okay.
Or it could be from where they're from or even their nationality. So
Okay.
I usually see that about 10 to 12 times a year.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I got a lot of names.
yeah, so again, I don't know what those people's names are or where they're from. I don't know that.
Yeah.
So that way I can keep track of
James.
who's in front of me. I don't look at
Oh,
it until the next
Jameson.
one. Jameson. It's actually a good ship name. I want to say that there was a ship name.
Jameson. It was next to Sale.
Oh,
Okay,
even
I
better.
know. And then Epidemic when you were talking about the first story. I got Epidemic.
Interesting. Anything else crazy? Nothing? Nothing on your end either?
Nope.
All right, let's go to the wall. Let's get the answer. So first time, this is the new space for 2023. So the first time I came in, I only had 2 people. It was November and cold, and everybody canceled except for 2 people. So the young lady using the spirit box, here's the year 1828 and the name Henry. I was using your word list because, again, I like to work when there's only 2 people.
Yeah.
I had the name Tim. So behind me is a bust of Henry Timrod. He was born in 1828. Yeah, it was like a hot damn, there's my ghost.
Wow.
I didn't even know who we were looking for yet. I just know a lot of ghost stories start here, but they tell a whole different story, or they just don't come over here to talk about the Civil War or the Revolutionary War hero guy over there.
Okay.
So, nobody's talking about Mr. Henry. Here's how his story goes. He's a writer, and he's sick through most of his life. Being born in 1828, he's old enough to go fight in the Civil War, 1860s. So he goes out to the battlefield, can fight for the Confederates, and he gets out there, but his comrades realize he's too sick to fight. So they send him home, knowing, they said go be the voice of the war. They wanted him to write about what was going on out there. So he came home, started writing poetry about what was going on out there. He became known as the Laureate of the Confederacy. If you're not familiar with the English world, that's a high title. So that's a pretty big deal. A few years go by, he has a son. The son's name is Willie. He's born on Christmas Eve, but dies 9 months later. Very tragic for him and his wife, Katie. And he's not writing as much. He has another friend of his, another writer here in town. Excuse me. And he realizes he's not writing as much. He says, go use my cottage in the middle of the state in Columbia. He says, get back on track, leave your wife behind. Her parents were here to console her. You guys get the point. So he goes out there, but he writes his last words when he gets out to that cottage. He's trying to get back on track. But his last words were, beholder of brief mortality, meaning, dear person with a short life. And then he coughed, and it landed on the page in a bloodstain, and he died.
Oh, shit.
He had tuberculosis. Okay. He's 38 years old. Now, here's the funny thing. The bloodstain looks like a man writing at his desk. We call it the Blood Book. They show it one day a year at the Charleston Library Society. You have to be a member of the society to be able to go see it. However, the internet's beautiful. I'm going to show you what the damn page looks like, and then we're going to go talk to 3 ladies as if they're Henry Timrod. You guys get my point of why we do it this way?
Yep.
So you will be filming, obviously, them the entire time. So try not to move around too much, because I'm sure the girls are going to want to put this up on their socials. So here's this last page. So beholder of brief mortality, cough, cough, death, and you get a blood stain that looks like that. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I know. This is why I wait for this one on the end. It was a perfect time for us to actually get in touch with him. So you're going to obviously be filming. You're going to be keeping an eye on things, but we're going to stay pretty close. So with Liv personally, she's not going to be able to hear us, and I don't touch my guests at all, especially when I got young ladies on the bench. So there's going to be a couple of cues that I'm going to need one of you to kind of keep in touch with, because she's not going to know when we're done. So I'll give her the, somebody's going to tap her on the leg. Okay, so that means we're done. And I'll give her that cue, like if somebody touches you here, we're done, take your gear off. If she's too loud, you're going to tap her on the shoulder.
Hi.
Also initials, H-I. So I don't know who that is yet.
Oh.
See how I think outside the
Yeah.
box? That's why I don't work for corporate companies anymore.
Yeah.
But tapping her on the shoulder means she'll need to quiet down because we do have neighbors, tourists walking through, wanting to see George Washington Monument and get the point. I think that about covers it. I'm trying to think. With you being a female, I'll probably have you do the same thing with Vanessa, since she's a lone wolf here. That's another reason why I don't always put a lone person in that position, is because I'm not going to touch them.
Yeah.
If she's okay with it, obviously I'll ask her permission first, but we're going to need a cue to get her out.
Yeah.
Otherwise she'll be sitting there all night long.
Yeah.
All right, let's go talk to her.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
You sure?
Alright.
You what?
We haven't opened
Single
up the door.
person
Yeah.
under this. That's okay, we're still going to keep you there, but we need a signal to get you out of this whole thing because I only keep you guys under for 10 minutes. So normally I tell you guys, the people that are going to be blindfolded, you're not going to be able to hear me say we're done. So Mom's going to tap you on the leg, and if you're okay with it, she's also going to tap you on the leg. So that means take off your own gear. Obviously, Gabby, you're going to be able to hear me, so I'll say peel that thing off of your face. Obviously, your glasses are not going to fit underneath that either, so that might be very interesting. Did you guys figure out your blindfolds, by the way? It's like an origami project.
Oh, I didn't open them.
Oh.
Here, can I take these? Oh my god.
Let me help you guys out before you start chewing on them, going, what the hell did he hand me? So, if either one of you is talking too loud, because we do have neighbors
English.
walking by,
English major.
she'll tap you on the shoulder.
He's a
So
writer.
that means
Yeah,
quiet.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Leg means you're
Yeah.
done, shoulder means
Yeah, but
quiet.
yeah, because I'm.
Yeah,
Gabby. No,
it happens all the time. So that's why we do the signals. So this looks like a Batman signal. So it separates like this. I have to get you a new one. But I'll do this. Now I'm breaking everything. We're good. So as soon as I show, I'll have to get.
I can't see anything either. I'm
All right. So this opens up.
Yeah.
It's 2-ply. So you open it up, and then there's a tear in the middle. So it opens up like a Batman mask. It will open up like this. So the loops go over your ears. But I'm going to throw this one out because it's on the ground.
Probably a good idea.
Good thing I bring extras.
It'd be so hard to make out words about stuff much.
Well, the point of this whole process is because we're taking away some of your senses, it should be easier.
I know, but
It should be.
the whole time it's just.
Just say whatever you think you hear, babe.
Exactly. And remember to talk in real time. So remember it tears. It tears in the middle.
Right, love? So as soon as you hear it, you say it.
I thought of the ladies when I bought these because I didn't want to ruin everybody's hair. They
That's
tear.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
about my microphone.
There you go. Goes to you. Now, remember to talk in real time. So whatever you hear, just say it. Whether
He
it's
just
yes,
seemed
no,
like a
answer or
soldier.
not, because you don't know what the questions are.
Oh, he
I might
was.
ask for a ghost if I'm wearing a black vest. I'm expecting one of you to say yes. You're simply going to tell us what you see in simple terms. If it's 3 ladies benching a tree in the background, keep it simple. Remember that those 2 are not going to be able to hear you, and you guys are going to be over-talking each other. So I need you to keep it as simple as possible. In the event that both of them are quiet, then I will ask you probing questions like, can you give me a time period? Tell me what color they're wearing. We're talking keep it fun. Put this away. And it looks like Vanessa's already under. Do you have a
This
phone
wasn't
that's
giving me
right
any
here?
words for a long time.
Turn that dial.
Now it's giving me all these words.
Get this thing started. Vanessa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, good. So when I say go, you guys will turn up your volumes. And I'll ask a silly question to see if you guys give me an answer to make sure you guys can't hear me.
H.P. Lovecraft. That's what I see.
So I would say go ahead and turn up your volume, Vanessa, because it looks like Liv has already started. So it is 11:03. This is the only thing that I time out of our whole scenario. And we're going to stay pretty close just in case other passerbys, but what the hell are they doing over there? I don't like other tourists to steal my ideas, let alone try to call the police because we're doing a weird experiment out here.
Yeah, lots of words. What was before
You're gonna
English?
see gray smoke in here. Oh, I need you to take that off so I can
No, I
slide this in
remember.
there. So you see the gray smoke? You're gonna tell us anything that is not gray smoke. It'll look like a picture floating in front. Okay? So it's not gonna be like looking for things in the clouds. You're gonna be looking for things that's gonna be an image, like a photograph. Okay. So, Liv, can you hear me? Liv, can you hear me?
I accidentally turned it off, and there's not like any songs or commercials anymore.
Hand up. Perfect. Okay, Vanessa cannot hear me, correct? What color is a blue banana? Okay, perfect. Wow, they got them things cranked up.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking to speak with Henry Timrod. If anybody else is here, besides Henry Timrod, we need you to step away and let Henry speak for himself, please. Henry, let's start off with your occupation like we always do. Can you tell us something about your occupation, please? She always looks like she's about to say something. Is that something common for her? I
Yeah.
notice it like all
Yeah,
night
she
long.
does.
Gabby's like, yup, I can see you nodding. Gabby, whenever you see something, just feel free to...
Just smoke now.
Yeah, I'll ask you from time to time if you have anything. And you might not see anything, you might get 10 images. Henry, I have 3 ladies sitting on this bench.
Start with the wicked.
Start with the wind, okay? Do we want to go to something a little darker than your occupation?
Implementation.
How is that?
Implementation.
Not
I got
good.
English, soldier.
There's like a man and he's licking his top lip.
Licking
Hold
his
on.
top lip. Does he have a mustache?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
He's got blue
Be
eyes
calm.
and some
Be
blonde
calm.
hair.
And
Yeah.
pause.
Yeah, she's got all kinds of things. The spirit box is moving, right? Yeah. She hasn't said a word yet.
I've been.
So can you lift up her earmuff and just let her know to tell us what she's hearing?
That's good. Sorry.
Don't forget to tell us what you're hearing in real
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Henry,
This morning.
we
Don't
just
leave me.
we just passed up your son's birthday. Can you tell us what that day was?
She runs all the time. I don't know.
Okay. Henry, Gabby's cracking up over there.
Wrapping up that year. The plank.
Wrapping up the plank.
Plank.
The plank. I got ship, soldier,
And English.
English.
If you're not Henry Timrod, who is here? Give us your first name, please. We got 2 of these boxes you can speak through. These young ladies can
GEO.
hear whatever you want us to hear. And this is Gabby. She can see whatever you want us to see.
GEO.
Hey. Strategy.
Go back.
I'm not leaving yet, Henry.
We.
Henry, do you want us to leave? You want us to go home? Henry, it's just weird that they're both quiet.
Yeah.
I see a barn.
A barn.
And, well, a barn. Yeah, a barn. And
If anybody.
a hill of sand in front of the barn.
It's weird.
Here.
Here.
And, yeah. I'm on my way with.
And you guys will see these images before we part
Stop
ways.
in the
it'll-
name.
It will also be in your data.
Okay.
Because I can save
Watch.
them and all that stuff. So
Awesome.
Inspiration change.
just getting all kinds of things. Come on, Vanessa. Henry.
Dewey.
You're giving a lot of weird signals tonight that I'm not even sure it's you that's here. Did you bring somebody else here with you?
And then, place to fill with, I'm not sure what this is. There's like rope. It actually kind of looks like the top that of a sail, maybe. That
Top of a
is
sail?
Top of the sail.
I'm not sure.
Pirate stuff.
Ship, yeah.
Sail, yeah.
Half of
With
them
your
are
eyes.
cross, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell.
Atlanta.
I wonder if she's saying like the top of a steeple.
I'm just a friend.
Oh, maybe. I'm just a friend.
We heard Just Friends earlier at VANESSA's. At the Pinckney
Yeah,
Mansion.
Yeah.
she did.
Henry, who else is here with you? You said just a friend. Which friend is it? We have somebody else that we've talked about tonight that will
Can't do a
interfere with us a
friend.
lot that's not a pirate. So it's just
Oh,
weird that we're
okay.
getting all these
Yeah,
plank
pirates.
and
Yeah.
pirate style things.
I know.
I know.
Henry, who else did you bring with you? Who else is here tonight? I asked them to step away because they interfere too much.
All year, don't want to miss it.
All year, don't want to miss it. Henry, we're running out of time fast. We're down to about 3 minutes.
Aluminum.
It does go fast.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
And,
All the bomb, all the.
and for the two blindfolds, it's going to feel like they were only under for 2 or 3 minutes. It
It's
just
crazy.
it goes by like that.
Yeah.
All the time?
More all the time. Henry, who else did you bring with you? We need some kind of confirmation that you're even here. You didn't give us that tonight. Tell us what's going on. Who did you bring? Come with respect, as we always do. But this is
Teacher
how
the 800.
this is how we learn about you. Gabby, what do you have?
Nothing.
Okay. So you're looking around.
Waiting for a picture.
Like I said, you're lucky that you've
Do
got
what you do.
the ones that you've gotten so far. I've had nights where there's only one or none.
Wow.
Guess.
Guess.
Guess what? You want me to guess who's here? That's a yes, no question.
Baby, I. God's way is right.
Interesting.
Now what do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. I was laughing at that.
Oh.
Sometimes I'll.
Henry, who else did you bring with you?
Take it from me.
Come on, Vanessa. I know you're hearing something over there.
Run.
We're not running. Henry, we're going to wrap this up. Can you tell us goodnight?
Let's go under.
Let's go. Henry, we want some...
Difficult situation.
Don't bother me.
Don't
Ooh.
bother me.
Ooh.
Henry, why are you so reluctant to talk to us this way? Can you give us a reason why? I've never asked, but I figured I would.
Question.
It is a good question.
They
Why?
belong.
Why are you reluctant?
Thank you for putting out.
Wow. Henry, this is how I'm learning about you and your family.
All
Yeah.
throughout.
Awesome night.
Finally starts to kick
Yeah,
in
and he's
gear.
now it's
Crazy.
coming, yeah. Crazy.
Henry, tell us who else you brought with you.
Harriet.
Who is Harriet?
And I feel alone.
Hello.
All along.
See how it's picking up extra words 'cause
Yeah.
it's slowed down? So, tell me when your son's birthday was. I know that that's kind of a hard
Reading
nerve.
mistakes.
When was your
Drifting.
When was your son's birthday?
He was guilty.
He is guilty.
It's more of your pirate stuff. Henry, we're gonna say goodnight. Can you tell
Motive.
us goodnight back? I want a specific goodnight.
Something on a murder mystery. Okay. I thought it was a G.
Wow.
What a missile.
Okay, Henry. Going once. Going,
Rise upon.
Going twice. It's been almost 12 minutes. Go ahead and tap them both on the leg for me, or Gabby, if you want to help out.
5.
Go ahead and peel that off the face, Gabby. We're good.
I can't see.
Yep. Don't get up. Nobody get up yet. I don't need baby giraffes falling down. So, kind of talk about like what just happened here. I want to see these images, and of course you guys will be able to see them as well. How do you guys feel? You guys okay?
Yeah.
So normally I'll wait for the church bells to go off because I normally ask that question. You can stop your video too, by the way. And I can usually ask that question, and the answer